Alright, round 2, Pyrite. Yet again, sticking with double battles, sticking with the silver team. We've gone over what the silver team looks like, so if you have not seen that, I hate to say watch Fennec, but at least watch like the first 10 seconds of it so you can see what the team looks like and their stats and stuff, because I'm not about to go over it again. Now they're throwing in slightly harder Pokemon, but still so far pathetically easy. So yeah, I guess can go ahead and take out basically everybody. And then that would be Hot Shot to take out the rest. And then everyone else is meaningless, so we'll go ahead and throw in Lita and Xatu. And that's that. Oh, let this play once. Oh. It's fun, though. I really hope I come across a Metang. I do. I feel like if I do, it's probably going to be in the under. This guy, I don't remember having any jokes for. XD was also plentiful with jokes, too. I remember there's one that was like a lady in a suit or something like that. My brother would make up the character. It was like interviewer, and then like I don't know where, or I don't remember why twa was a thing, but it was TWA. It was like twa. It sounded like that when you'd say it, and we'd have made up words and we just attach things to them. We need fire for both of you. Neither one of you is really a threat to Gygas, so we'll just go ahead and take out Twin up first. The idea was it was this, you know, in like cartoons where someone's running so fast and there's like a dust trail behind them. It's like that, and then she's got the microphone held out in front of her, shouting questions. But then every time she asks a question, she doesn't give you a chance to respond, and she just keeps talking really fast. And stuff like that. So that was that joke character that was made up. And it's so funny that so many of those characters and jokes basically came to life in Pokemon. And I think that's more of the reason why we love it so much. I mean, it doesn't really matter which way I do it, so. Like, I was thinking, yeah, do fire on Ladybug, but it's like, well, what does it matter? I can do electric on Ladybug. But, yeah. So there, more dumb shit. I'm in a good mood, I suppose. Now I'm thinking. Because I'm like waiting for something to pop up, show up, and be like, okay, what inspires me next? What else is there that I can rant about? We've gone over a bunch of the trainer classes, a bunch of those jokes, a bunch of those joke characters that were made up. Gone over why Colosseum's awkward for me. I didn't have any jokes for her. Mostly water again. I don't know if Chinchou could have Volt Absorb as at this point, but I'm going to go ahead and side with Lita and Stone Sour, and then we'll go ahead and put Gygas in there anyway, and we'll put Hot Shot in there anyway. That'll be it. Yeah, no, the constant battle, I swear to you, of every time you get, like, something better, you want to go back and you want to redo it. So, like, at some point, I would not, like, object to the idea of redoing the Colosseum LP, but I also kind of don't, because I think about how the main joke to me, and appeal that thing has, is it's, like, where I would try and catch, and it would be super, you know, it'd be sped up at that point. So it's like, okay, here's the fight going by quicker. Like, that comes to mind. And my excuse then was like, you know, fast forwarding was difficult, but Breath of the Wild basically shat right all over that. Fast forwarding is not a problem for me anymore. So yeah, that comes to mind. Like, it'd be cool, but like, I don't want to redo it. I do, but I don't. I always figured, I'm like, at some point in time, I should dedicate myself to streaming this game and then just put it on the channel and just do that instead. Because that's kind of what I'm like thinking about streams as for, is it's like, here's my way to like modernize some of the other things that I've done. Do Rock Slide. The thing also that like kind of, and it's, you know, irrelevant now because I've basically decided I'm not doing channel trailers anymore, was like, as the quality improves and stuff, and it's like, I want better footage so this way I can like showcase it in things like channel trailers and stuff. I'm like, but look how pretty it is. That's kind of more of the stuff that's like I would like to be able to do. But if I'm not doing channel trailers anymore, because quite frankly I've been doing this shit for just way too long, and it's becoming more and more difficult to do, like, it doesn't matter. Like, I LP'd this game. I technically turned 19 at the time. I was just fresh into 19. That was a long time ago. I guess just do Brick Break. Technically, I've been LPing before Ocarina of Time. I started actually in 2009. It's just like I cut out the first year. I left it there for a while, and then I remember at some point someone like dug up one of my old I Want to Be the Guy videos, and he was like one of those wannabe edgy kids. He's like, haha, look at this shit. And I'm like, yeah, that's the joke. It was deliberately bad. I know. I get that. So I think it's really funny that, like, I've been made fun of over the I Want to Be the Guy stuff multiple times, but I look at it, I'm like, you know that's the point, right? Like, I understand people laugh at me, like, that's the point. Nobody that makes videos on I Want to Be the Guy is expecting anything else but to be laughed at. And I remember people I knew in high school at the time being like, no, I'm laughing at you because you're a loser. I'm like, okay. But that was also at a time before LPing was cool, where now all of a sudden this shit's like what everybody does and what everybody loves. Let me think. I'm thinking on Lita for Staryu and Larvitar. And then I guess Stone Sour could be for Mareep and Electrike. And then Hotshot will be for Beldum. I don't have... No, I do have Ice. That would be Slowbro. I thought I was screwed for a second. I was like, I don't have any Ice attacks, do I? I do. But I also think it's weird, because I remember talking to Sam about this. Like, people associate PewDiePie with, like, Happy Wheels. I think of it more along the lines of, like, his popularity kind of shot up with Slender, because that was, like, 2011. And then, but even then, I still don't feel like... I'm not a fan of him. Let's clear that up right now. I don't like him. I don't care about him. But for like the first year or two of his existence, wow, fuck you. He was considered like a terrible thing because all he'd do is just scream incoherent gibberish and the word rape, and that was it. And that was his identity. Which now I think it's also funny that people are like, PewDiePie said the N-word? And it's like, yeah. Why is that a surprise? The dude used to scream he's raping me for a living. Like, why does that surprise you? But, the reason that's relevant, though, is because she mentioned, like, well, no, I think of him with Happy Wheels. But I'm like, I remember playing Happy Wheels in middle school. And then she, like, did some looking up. She's like, no, Happy Wheels existed in, like, 2011. I'm like, that's weird, because I definitely remember playing some sort of stupid Flash game when I was like 14, 15, about like riding a bike and killing yourself over and over again. I remember that. Like, the only thing I can possibly think of that I might be confusing it with might be like Line Rider or something like that. Maybe that's what I'm thinking of. But I definitely remember something really, really stupid along those lines. Like, Happy Wheels, but that just feels like such a Hot Topic-esque era name, you know, the stupid Invader Zim kids think of. So that's why I'm more confused. I'm like, this doesn't feel right. This also sucks. I guess Ancient Power's the best idea I got. So that's, like, it's weird. It doesn't feel right. It feels like that's a thing that I've known forever, but they're like, no, this was when you were in university and done with that dumb shit. I'm like, why do I remember it then? And I think about the that that study with like people that remember some Sinbad movie that doesn't exist. I remember that. So I'm like, maybe I'm somehow confusing it with that. Like, I'm open to the, like, if it says on paper Happy Wheels existed in 2011 and that's when it came out, that's fine. I have no choice but to accept that as a fact. It's on paper. There you go. It's just confusing the shit out of me. That's where I'm trying to figure out what it was I'm thinking of, where you draw a line, and it's like you make a little obstacle course kind of thing, and then you just let your character fall around and splat and act like a dumb shit. Because that's what I remember. I remember that shit in like 7th, 8th grade. So that's where I'm, like, I could have swore it was called Happy Wheels. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. But that's just a weird thing to think about. But even still, I still think it's just weird to think that it's like PewDiePie was like famous in like 2011, because it's like he shouldn't have been. It feels like he's more modern than that, I guess. Like, I think of, I mean, I guess that's still not too weird to believe though, because most of the things that I came into and was influenced by are people that started in like 2005 to 2007. Like, I think it's weird that there's people that have started after me and ended up being super popular and famous. Like, I think that's weird. I've been doing this before Steven Plays, before Super Genius, before Pico. Like, I've been doing it for, like, before any of them. And they're, like, all big and successful. And I think that's trippy. Like, that mentally freaks me out. But I also still think it's trippy to look at someone, because I still think of myself as a nobody. I think it's weird to look at someone who I think should be successful, and I'm like, wait, why do I have more subscribers than you? I think that's weird. That weirds me out. Like, it's weird for me to see someone in a less fortunate position than me, if that makes sense. Alright, so I'm thinking Geigus, Slowbro, Hotshot, and that's basically it. I guess we can go ahead and throw Lita in there too. I mean, that covers all of the types. I'm trying to at least pay a tiny bit of attention now. Also, I haven't really, like, I've been freestyling all of this basically, and I've got like a bunch of text messages on my phone, because I know that on my little list of topics to discuss, in case like I have those little brain farts of like, what could I talk about? Because RPGs are pretty demanding. I know one of them is like influences and stuff, and it's, why I started doing this, because it's always like that frequently asked question people have, and the short answer is just boredom. But like, for me, it's weird. I remember being super excited about YouTube and stuff, but I never thought to myself, I want to play video games. I don't know what it was. I just know I wanted to do something on YouTube, and then I found out people were recording video games, and I was like, I like video games! I could do that? And that was kind of what got me. And the main stuff I was looking at primarily was, he's underground right now. I'm still gonna go ahead and try and hit him. The primary thing that like caught my attention and was one of the first things I started wanting to do was actually machinima. It wasn't this at all. Like, I would consider one of my, my inspirations for wanting to do this dumb shit was, he goes now by the name of Lyle Rath, but he's frequently changed his name over the years. It was Guitar Master X7 when I started watching him. Like, seeing Brawlgasm, that was the type of shit that I was like, this is cool, I want to come up with that. And then, like, me, McFuggles, and my brother were all, like, actively coming up with ideas and scenarios for that type of shit. And then McFuggles made the joke, he's like, what are you going to call it? Because Brawlgasm, and then he's like, Smash Job, like hand job. That was the joke going into that. We were like, yeah, let's do that. And the gist, because we actually did work on Smash Job, and there are old videos, but I deleted them off the channel because I don't really like them anymore. But like the primary, because I often thought about it when they did like the Beans crossover between him, Shippage, and Dex, was what do you do? I remember that being a thing where like they asked that to Link in Brawlgasm, and Link's like, well, I set booby traps, and I was like, okay, that's a good thing. What is this? What does Smash Job have to be about? And basically the gist of it was like the idea of the Mafia and Game & Watch's bar, the Under, and it was like the idea that Game & Watch owed money to the Mafia, and that was basically it. That was the premise. Okay, so fire, and then rock, and then flying, and then I guess Gygus. Why not? It'd be, you know, pretty cool if we could have a poison attack on Gygus too, but it doesn't matter. But that's the kind of stuff that originally kicked in for me, was that kind of stuff. I just thought that was interesting, and even still, I think the idea and concepts behind Smash Job are good and interesting. I just don't think we did a good job doing it. Like, we try and think of characters and stuff like that. One of the jokes that would come to mind would be Link, young Link. We'd call him. Anytime we'd play Melee, my brother would pause and he'd be like, "Milk!" trying to do the SpongeBob announcer fish voice. So the joke character with him was the Dairy Fighter. King DDD was like a parody of Jack Sparrow from Dead Man's Chest. Captain Jack Dirt. Savvy. He'd have his little monkey Diddy Kong, and they'd travel around trying to find dirt. Who else was a character? I remember also. I don't remember. I think it was someone on the bus made the jokes around like the idea of. Yeah, I think it was Will. He made the joke about. He's like, you know, Falcon Punch sounds like it could be a drink. So it's like, yeah, Falcon Punch, like fruit punch. So then Captain Falcon became a bartender at Game & Watch's bar, and then Wario is just Wario. Go ahead and just do that because he's bugging flying. Remember Ness being like some oblivious kid who's like, "Oh my god!" And then he'd like say something that was like a reference. It's like we remember the joke being Yellow Yoshi would be like Cheezosaurus Rex, and then I think we used like a bunch of Captain Falcons, and they were supposed to be the Power Rangers. Let's watch TV, and it was a bunch of Captain Falcons all like jumping around, and it was meant to be the Power Rangers. So like there was like fun little jokes to play around with that. Damn, I'm trying to think what else. Snake was just also kind of joke of just Snake from Brawlgasm as well. I can't think of too much else. Oh, the Mafia themselves was Mario, Luigi, and Samus. And it's just Luigi was the funnest, most fun character because of the voice my brother would do, and he just, I don't know, Luigi was just so over the top. Like, oh, I wish I could do it. Hey, motherfucker! I'm gonna give myself a drink and try that again. Alright, went ahead and cut out that, picked Pokemon again. Luigi. Hey, motherfucker! Like, I can't do it, but it's like a really high voice. What's up? Kind of like that. That's actually not too bad. Something like that, where like he just talk like that. The Mafia, man. Oh, puberty is so hard to me. I can't do high voices. That's a thing where it's like I kind of wish I had the vocal range to do stuff like that. I want to go ahead and take care of you as quickly as possible. I'm less intimidated by Brava. We can go ahead and break it, I guess. Vibrava could be a problem though. Because it could go ahead and attack us. What are our options? Our options are Lita. Yeah, let's go ahead and switch to Lita. Why not? We'll go ahead and actually play the game here for a little bit. Yeah, Mario is just kind of like a low Mario impression. Like, it's meant to be a Mario impression, but if he sounded normal instead. What are you doing? So, it's really bad, but something like that. And then Samus was just meant to like be super intimidating because it was just a giant mechanical thing. So that smash job, that's the thing that first influenced me to make a YouTube account and try and do machinima, because I thought that stuff would be fun. And I honestly think now, with all the editing knowledge that I have in comparison to when we started, it could be way better. So, like, back then, it was all done, like, on the spot, active, live kind of thing, and it was hard. And, yeah, I also remember a lot of times where I'd do the impressions, and then I'd hear myself back, and be like, that just sounds like me, though. I don't sound different. It just sounds like me. And that was another thing that really annoyed me. Like, we did a demo reel, and I sometimes think about doing a demo reel again, but truth be told, it's like, I just can't listen to it, because I hear my voice in all of my impressions, and I don't think I sound different enough to be able to distinguish that, and do anything like that to really make it be beneficial. So, that's the thing. Like, I admire people who can actually make their voices sound incredibly different, where it's like, you wouldn't know, you hear it and be like, that's Tara Strong. You wouldn't know that that's Tara Strong's talking voice. Like, now you could point her out of a crowd because, you know, she's done everything. But that's the idea I'm getting at, is like, I want that you won't know that it's me, unless you know that voice. So, that's what comes to mind. I want to say, covers a lot. Like, there's minor things in Smash Job that I didn't mention, but I already think I spoke a lot enough. There were some really dumb jokes in there that I'm not allowed to talk about either. I say that because I know Charles is probably going to say something. Later along the lines, though, as far as LPing stuff, my first bit of watching LPs, which I've mentioned this countless times, Cloud8745, I liked him, and it's like, I feel like I'm the only person who really can say, like, yeah, I liked him. Most of the other people are either gone or just, I don't know, but, like, he was one of the earlier things. I like his videos, I just don't like him, and that's kind of what it comes down to, is it's like, the main problem with him is he'd over-dramatize everything and make everything a problem and shit like that, and it became tiring after a while. It's like, just make good videos and stop the bullshit. But everything always had to be like a big deal with him. It was annoying. I haven't watched anything from him since like maybe 2012, 2011, if that. So, there you go. Put Guitar Master and Lyle were some of my first influences. J-Man, Ultra J-Man was another one in there. Mostly because they both did I Want to Be the Guy. And then over time, eventually I found out about Chugga and NCS and TRG. And now I would say my styles, I feel like I still got some Prince Boo influence in there somewhat, I don't know. Okay, so we for fact need Lita. I'm gonna go ahead and put Slowbro. Oh, well, hold on, no. Yeah. No. Gygus. And then we'll do Slowbro, and then we'll do Stone Sour. I think that's the best way to do it. I don't know what it is. I guess it's like something about the way I do things I feel like is kind of comparable to Prince Boo in some way. And then I feel like I take things a little bit more seriously, and I think that's it. It's because I don't talk over cutscenes and I let the game speak for itself, kind of like he did. I think that's what comes to mind. I like to let the game be the game. You watch this video because you care about the game. Like, you can say it's because of me all you want, but point blank, you know that's not entirely the truth. There are, like, because if that were the case, you'd watch every single one of my videos, period, and I can guarantee you, you don't do that. There's nobody out there that I like that much either. That's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. You care about the game. That's what you're here for. You're watching this video game. Me being a part of it helps, yes, but ultimately it's down to the video game. I like to let the game be the game. Steven plays. I don't know. I feel like I don't know. I guess I'd just consider... you know what? I think Steven's biggest influence on me would be the thumbnails, honestly. I try and be a little bit more precise, detailed, and involved with the thumbnails I pick. I feel like that's probably the biggest thing he's rubbed off on me. And then I guess overall mannerisms and tried laid-back attitude would probably be more along the lines of Patty. Which, I mean, that's me as a person, but, like, there's that too. Oh, I didn't consider that. Whoops. In no way am I saying that the things I'm doing aren't me. I'm me. I'm just saying, you know, you get influenced by some of the things you watch. And right now, I really think Steven Plays is pretty much the only thing I consistently watch. It's still gonna outspeed me, though. Put it to sleep for the moment. Because I gotta stall a turn. That's basically what comes to mind. He's always got something going on. Bye! It doesn't matter, I needed to recharge anyway. Despite the difficulty increase, this has still basically just been like, I'm not paying attention all the way, I'm talking throughout most of it. I can't believe that worked. But see, this is also why I think it's important to have always like a spare move. You don't want 4 attack moves all the time, because sometimes you... Oh, so look. We got rid of something important, I guess. Psychic, and then Thunderbolt. I think it's important to have a stall move just in case, like if they do something like Fly or Dig, then you're not wasting like Hyper Beam, because that's the only attack you have on something where you know it's not gonna hit, that kind of thing. I mean, I suppose I could have done Shadow Ball. That like also would have made a lot of sense. But yeah, that's... I try and think of the importance of stuff like that. My wires are so very tangled. I hate wires. I also thought this was the finals and not the semifinals. Continue. Untangled now. Yay, Metang! Oh, please pick Metang. Please, please, please. I want to see that 60 FPS spinning animation, baby. Alright, who do I like to... Metang does not have Levitate. Alright, well, I'm gonna go Hot Shot and Slow Bro. Sudowoodo is a bad idea, but I do feel like it's an idea. Basically just leaves Gygus, because Lita's not going to do too much. Like, this is mostly just Steel types. Or really hard defensive Pokemon, I should say. Because I considered Hop-Tart as well, but it's like, Hop-Tart's not going to do much to layer on Metang. Probably not going to do too much to Shelgon either. Yeah, we'll just go with those, the left portion of the team. And as far as other things, because I actually feel like Lyle, Guitar Master X7, has evolved a lot. Sweet, he picked that thing as well. So like, I feel like he's the one consistently entertaining thing I've always had in life, and I've always appreciated everything he's done. He just doesn't do things all the time. Oh, I'm so excited! Because I want to be able to see all 60 frames of this go spin! It's beautiful. It's beautiful. Try and do another attack that's not flamethrowers, this way it can shine through. That hurt! Ah, oh, okay, well, I don't get to do flamethrower then. Also, another thing about better footage, well, I'm going to go with Gygus on this, is I'm not sure how obvious it's been, but a lot of the times when I do things like the top 10s or whatever, I'm actually recording brand new footage for like all of that stuff. And that's primarily because recording new footage will make it look better, fuck you, both of you, than keeping and recycling old footage. And that's kind of the trip. I want to watch this. That sucks. That ruined my ability to watch it. But yeah, no, like it comes out clearer and better looking for me to do that than it does, you know, recycling footage. So I'm actually trying to be considerate. It's both convenient and inconvenient because it's like it looks better, but it's annoying to have to re-record footage all the time. Sometimes I'll like you can go ahead. It's dating the video again. The items in Smash Brothers video is a perfect example of this because like when you look at the bumper, it goes into the modern footage, right? We're having like Smash Wii U stuff, and then it'll show some Brawl stuff in there, and then it goes all the way back into the online with friends. Or that was before I started using S Video on top of that. So that's like the not good quality, period. Maybe I should have used Surf to take out both of those guys. I don't know why I didn't. Oh well, it doesn't matter. I was thinking about that as far as Metang and Shogun, by the way, just so that makes sense. That would have made a lot more sense for me to do that. Whoa! I always thought the Surf animation was beautiful too. Like, it's so funny to watch him get slapped, and then the animations that accompany it, they react so perfectly. Oh, I love it. Like, the way he flips back after that Surf, it's beautiful. It's so beautiful. Fuck Gen 6 onwards for ruining these animations. Fuck you.